Climate Change News. This is Isha Barge. Today's news are: there have been record-breaking temperatures around the world this week. In Algeria, the hottest temperature ever recorded in Africa was measured at 51.3 degrees Celsius. In northern Russia, the summer has been unusually hot, meaning that football World Cup team had to play in temperatures up to 40 degrees Celsius. The heat waves is unusual as it's covered such a large area of northern hemisphere and is caused by big strong high pressure system and shows the direct effects of climate change. His presidential visit to the UK's Premier, Theresa May, Trump was received with thousands of protesters that filled the parliamentary square with the large banners demanding him out of the country. The biggest surprise was giant balloon, Donald Trump baby balloon. The orange and 6 foot tall inflated balloon holding a mobile phone and wearing a white baby diaper floated in the square for at least 2 hours on a Friday morning. This project came to life based on Trump's general demeanor that many have described as the attitude of baby. The protests in the UK were over various reasons: climate change, tolerance, sexism, racism, anti-British of the UK, among others. Trump is vengeful, wrecking the climate. We are all threat from what Trump is doing, one of them said. On July 16, the city of Helsinki hosted the summit between US President Donald Trump and his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. Greenpeace Nordic activists displayed 2 large banners in the high bell tower of Kallio Church in Helsinki. The banners are a call for attention to presidents to warm our heart, not our planet. Greenpeace and Paris want to remind all those whose eyes are on Helsinki on this day that compassion and action are fundamental to protecting the planet from the climate change and environmental devastations. The tiny village of Inuit Greenland, a massive iceberg is threatening to break and cause flooding. Local residents have been urged to move to higher grounds as the melting iceberg floats around the village shoreline. According to report, this settlement has approximately 169 inhabitants. However, those living closest to the iceberg have been evacuated. Fear has risen from the incident last year, where 4 people died and 11 were injured after earthquake sparked a tsunami of another island settlement called Nugasik, sending several houses crashing into the sea. Experts have warned that extreme iceberg events will become more frequent in the near future. Due to unusual hot summer this year, wildfires have been common in Arctic Circle. Particularly, Sweden has been badly affected as well as other northern countries including Greenland and Canada. In general, area at risk of a wildfire during summers are becoming larger as global temperatures rise and conditions become drier. The fires in Sweden are so large that they are visible from satellites. As the Copernicus Earth Observation Program run by the European Space Agency shows. The UK's Big Butterfly Survey, which is the world's biggest survey for the butterflies, aim to use the records of butterfly types and number for access to the health of a UK environment. At the moment, the constant fair weather has resulted in a butterfly boom, despite the fact that many butterfly species have been declining in number over the last few decades. However, if there is a drought in the UK, butterfly numbers will fall significantly next year as their caterpillars will not have enough small plant to feed on. More than 3.2 billion people are impacted by the land degradation nowadays, and up to 143 million people could move within their countries by 2050 to escape water scarcity and falling crops productivity due to the show onset impact of a climate change. To avoid these threats, Monica Barbet, Executive Secretary of the UN Convention to combat desertification, has called on consumer and the private sector to join governments to save the healthy land. She added the lack of a preparedness for future droughts, in particular, could lead to massive social and political upheavals. Linking forest-based materials from sustainably managed forests with the world of fashion is the purpose of the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe initiative Forests for Fashion, with estimates of around 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers ending up in the world's ocean as polyester, nylon, or acrylic are washed each year. The textile industry has recently been identified as a major polluter and work on the need to use diverse, more sustainable materials. As rainfall becomes less renewable and drought conditions increase, agriculture production has suffered since majority of farmers in the Eastern African country rely on rain to grow crops, making it harder for some growers to make a living and feed their families. Embarking on an ambitious plan to revitalization its weather, water, and climate monitoring system in order to provide farmers with better information about growing conditions has been the response of the government of Uganda on facing this challenge, hoping that this initiative will help in building resilience when rainfall falls to arrive. Thanks to improved weather data supplied by the UN Development Programme UNDP, farmers in Uganda are keeping their crop yields high. Recent INBAR report shows that bamboo crops help land restoration, having shown positive environment and social economic effects in several countries. With its long root system, ability to grow on degraded soil and steep slopes, and extreme fast growth, bamboo can quickly rejuvenate even the most damaged landscapes. For example, former brick-making sites in India and degraded mining area in Ghana. Along with environmental benefit, planting bamboo can benefit local communities by bringing tourists, generating income and creating thousands of jobs. Thanks for watching Climate Change News. This is Isha Barge. We will see you next week.